I am striving for an A. This is the fifth session of a 12-week gender dysphoria support and education group with 4 members. The group type is support and education. These two approaches will combine to help facilitate sharing and discussion. The role of the leader in the support group is to encourage sharing among participants. It is important for leaders in these groups to keep in mind that sharing is the group's purpose and goal. In education groups, the leader provides information and then elicits reaction and comments from the members, thereby serving sometimes as an educator and other times as a facilitator of discussion. The purpose of the group is to discuss gender and cultural issues that exist in the group related to gender dysphoria. The setting is a private practice mental health facility. As for the dynamics of the group, all members are people who were born male but identify as female. The focus is on creating a safe environment where members can share. Trust, commitment, and genuine caring of members for one another are important dynamics for this kind of group. For the roles of the group members, Amber has been using hormones for years to transition to a woman. She has recently undergone top surgery. Sammy is the bear. He is a married mechanic and father of 2. PJ is the guilt maker. He has worked as a government contractor for the last 10 years. Andy is openly gay outside of work but is afraid to come out as transgender. The exercises I will do are rounds, dyads, and strength bombardment. The skills I will demonstrate are tone setting, cutting off, clarifying and questioning, linking, encouraging and supporting, reflection, mini lecturing and information giving, and modeling.
Alright guys, welcome back. Let's get the group started by doing a quick little warm-up. I want to go around the room and you guys tell me on a scale from 1 to 10, with 1 being very uncomfortable and 10 being very comfortable, how comfortable you felt in your body this past week and how comfortable you felt in your body the previous week.
Okay, this week I feel like a 7, but last week I was a 4.
Very good. Sammy?
I don't know what I'm doing here. What am I doing here? This group is like, I don't
You know
feel
what,
anything.
Sammy, I think I hear like some confusion. You don't really know why you're here. What I want to reiterate and stress is that we have this group as a place where you can get support and you can get knowledge, where you can be around people that are going through a situation that's similar. And we're a place where you can be open and you can be honest.
I'm feeling a little more open.
Okay? So on a scale from 1 to 10, how comfortable do you feel?
But this week I went up a little bit. I really think I feel a 6.
Okay, and what did you feel last week?
About a 4.
Okay. PJ?
I would say that I'm at a 4,
4.
and I was probably at a 4 last week.
Andy?
About a 6.
A 6.
Yeah.
What were you last week?
About a 6 as well. Yeah. Hasn't changed much.
So PJ, your number stayed the same. Why didn't it change?
Well, I've been thinking about the changes that I'm going through, and I'm kind of jealous of Amber. You know, I see that she's made so much progress, and here I am stuck looking like this.
When you say changes, what do you mean?
Well, I mean, look, she looked like a woman.
How does your new appearance affect the way that you feel about yourself?
Well, that's part of the reason why I think it's a 7 this week, because I went to the store yesterday and when I went up to the counter to pay, the cashier was like, "Oh, can I help you, ma'am?" And just something inside of me just felt great hearing that they look at me and see a woman. It's so different for me.
Sammy?
You know what? Ever since I saw Bruce Jenner's interview, it has like totally opened up my view. It's making it a lot easier for me to accept how I feel. You know, I really think, you know, with his interview, hopefully a lot more people are gonna be more open to what I really feel inside.
Andy, what affected the way that how comfortable you feel in your skin?
I think it's just time goes on. I just feel more and more comfortable with the way I am. And it's not really any major thing happening, but I just feel, I've been doing some things and just being more comfortable with my identity.
It's very good, Andy. That's very good. Thank you for sharing, Andy. What I want to do next is move on, and there was something that we talked about last week, and that was for PJ, you taking steps towards becoming more of a woman on the outside, or to do more feminine things. Can you tell us what you've done in the past week?
Well, I went and talked to a doctor who does the transition, and I'm still not decided whether or not I want to do hormones. Having to take hormones for the rest of my life, they don't even know what the long-term effects of hormone therapy is. So I'm not sure about that, but I know that I want to get implants.
Amber, you've gone through that physical process. What can you relate to the anxieties that PJ's feeling?
Well, definitely, especially since I knew I was going to go back to the same workplace, the same family, have the same friends. Like, I wondered how they were going to look at me and how I was going to be able not to mention what I had just done, because it's pretty obvious. But yeah, I could see how you feel a little bit scared to start that.
PJ, what would you say your greatest anxiety about the possibility of transitioning to living as a woman is?
Work. There's no way that they're going to be accepting of me going into the women's restroom, and me as I'm going in our insurance company won't accept it, and they have requirements on your gender, and you've got it on your ID badge. They're not going to change my ID badge out if I grow my hair out long. I'm still going to have short hair in my ID badge, and there's just so many things that it's just like everybody's going to continue to call me, a man, and there's just so many things going on. I just can't see any way that it's ever going to change at work. They can't accept me. I've been working there for so long that everybody knows me as a man, and yet now I'm trying to change.
So, PJ, what I'm hearing is that you have anxiety and about not being accepted, or
yes.
a lack of support. And, I see Sammy reaching out to give him some of that support, and I think that's very positive. And Amber, maybe you can share your experience since you haven't gone through a complete gender reassignment, but you appear to be a woman, so you're living out as a woman. How did that affect you at work?
Well, at work, I work in a call center, so it was more the acceptance of those around me than having to work with new people every day. So I think that it took a little while, but eventually I just thought, well, this is good for me, and I don't care about pleasing everyone around me.
That's a very positive message. Self-acceptance and having a positive self-image can go a long way. That's really great insight, Amber. Has anybody else in the group felt anxiety about acceptance at work?
I feel like anxiety about acceptance everywhere, especially my family.
What about for you, Andy? Do you feel anxiety about acceptance in your family or at work?
I feel a lot of anxiety about being accepted by my coworkers and especially by my customers, because my customers don't play by the rules. So it's a major concern.
Sammy, have you thought about the process of transitioning?
Yes, I thought about the process.
What does the process look like for you?
I can't do it.
No?
Can't bring myself to do it.
What holds you back?
My parents, people, my friends, what are they going to think of me?
Has anybody else shared Sammy's anxiety about making physical or outward changes?
Yeah, it's going to be really hard because, you know, everybody's going to start seeing the changes. I haven't done anything yet, so they just see me as a gay man. They don't see me as a woman. So once I start making the changes, then, I mean, that's still, being a gay man is okay. It's acceptable. But being a transgendered woman is not.
You know, I think that brings us to a great place for our exercise. What I want to do is I want to break you guys up into dyads. Amber, you'll be with Sammy, and PJ, you'll be with Andy. And what I want you guys to do is spend about 3 minutes talking about how it would be different if you woke up tomorrow as a woman and you were accepted as a woman. And for you, Amber, I know that you've taken some steps to feel and look more like a woman, but you also have shared that because you still have your penis and testicles that you still feel like a man sometimes.
Yes.
Okay. All right, so we're gonna take 3 minutes and break down into our dyads.
I love the way it feels.
All right, guys, let's bring it back to Amber, could you share with the group what you and Sammy talked about?
Well, we talked about that if tomorrow we were women, that, you know, we could walk down the street without feeling like if we're being judged, or meet new people and not have to introduce that issue first.
Very good. Sam?
After 5 sessions, I think I'm ready to start telling people how I really feel inside. Be able to start dressing a little different. Make me feel a little bit better inside.
How would you feel? How would the way you feel about yourself change?
And let my secret out. Let people know how I really feel.
So what I'm hearing is that you will feel relieved if you do
Very
have to hold
relieved.
it in.
I'm very relieved.
Would anybody else feel relieved? PJ?
I just said I don't feel like I will ever be accepted. I don't think I'll be accepted within our lifetimes because I'll never look like in
But
the mirror of
PJ,
the way
that wasn't the point. So the point was, what would it look like if you were accepted?
I can't imagine what that would be like because I don't think I will be. It'll happen.
What do you guys think? You think it's possible?
Yes.
Well, I think it's possible.
Oh yeah.
Bruce Jenner just paved the way.
Yes, Marcus.
Andy,
Yes.
would you like to share with the group what you and PJ talked about?
Oh well, yeah. Like what PJ said, you know, it's hard for him to envision what it's like to you know to be there. But I think for me, it would just be, I don't know, fabulous. I get to go dress shopping. I get to, you know,
Victoria's Secret.
yeah. There's just so many things that I like to do, and so I think it would be, you know, it's hard to say what the final product would be, but I think it'll be great.
That's very good, guys. Very good. All right, group. So thank you for sharing. Next, I want to share some information with you guys, since you know there's an educational component to the group. So you guys asked last week about some things that you could do to kind of experience more of what it would be like to live as a woman. So I researched some ideas. You can cross-dress. You can use unobtrusive undergarments or clothing that's unisexual or feminine fashion. You can change your body through hair removal. That would be things like shaving your beards or your body hair. You could increase your grooming, wardrobe, and vocal expression of your femininity. You could learn about the transgender phenomena forum by going to support groups and gender networks. You could become more involved with recreational activities of the female gender. And you could had episodic experiences living as a cross-gender. So whereas some of you have experienced a hesitance to move forward because of fear of retaliation at work, you could maybe experiment on the weekends, things like that. I'll start with you, Amber. What types of things did you do before you went through with your surgery to get more comfortable with the idea of appearing as a woman?
Well, luckily, I had like kind of small facial features and stuff already, so I started waxing really young, and I would just wear like push-up bras and things like that, or the stuffed underwear that comes with a butt, so that would help me at first.
PJ, have you thought about any of these techniques or how you would take steps to transitioning?
I've thought about it, but I've been afraid that somebody will notice that I'm, you know, like I said, I look like a man, so I'm always going to look like a man.
You've said that a couple of times. When you say that, what do you mean?
Well, I mean, even after, you know, going through $50,000 with surgeries, there's only so much they can do.
You don't think Bruce Jenner looks a little feminine? At least a little feminine now?
No, Bruce is, there's something wrong with that. Like, he wasn't born in a woman's body. He's decided after the last 8 years of living with these crazies, that's what he wants to be.
Well, you know, I appreciate your opinion, but while we're in group, we want to try to stay positive and avoid any labeling or any demeaning comments.
Well, he's not part of the group, so I mean, that better.
But you never know, there might be a person in the group that can relate to Bruce Jenner. So when you put those types of labels out there, you could be bringing down other people. Okay, group, before we end for the day, we're going to do a strength bombardment. So we're going to start with Amber and work our way around the group, and we're going to say something that we admire about each other. So for instance, I would say, Amber, I admire your strength. Okay, so Sammy, let's begin.
I admire the way your act looks so natural.
I think you're really sweet.
I think you're really brave for doing what you did.
Amber, what do you admire about Sammy?
I admire how positive you are in your situation.
PJ?
I admire how decisive you are. You know what you want and you go after it.
Andy?
I admire your braveness.
Okay, Amber, what do you admire about PJ?
Well, aside from his beautiful complexion, I think that he's come such a long way and he's going to be such a strong woman.
Sammy?
Your physique, it's beautiful. You're ready.
Andy?
I admire your resolve in being in joining us, I guess, or being part of the group.
Okay. And Amber, what do you admire about Andy?
I admire Andy's honesty and how he's never afraid to speak his mind during group.
And Sammy?
Everything, Andy. You're absolutely awesome. You give me hope, Andy.
Okay. That's very good. PJ?
I admire your openness. That you're willing to share everything with us.
You know what, guys? I think we had a very good session today. This is a great place to end. We'll meet again next week. Same place, same time.
What
Yes.
day is that again?
It'll be Saturday morning at 8 o'clock. I'll see you guys then.